Scrolling down through Instagram, and there he is. The guy you've been talking to, only now he's tagged in a photo from last night standing next to a woman visibly younger than you. Or maybe it's in real life. You see him at a friend's party, laughing and talking a little too close to someone younger, and your stomach drops before your brain can even catch up. And before you can stop it, the thought's already there. Of course she's younger, or maybe, how do I compete with that? And if this has ever happened to you, my heart is with you. That reaction makes sense because men do tend to pay attention to younger women, especially in quick first impression situations. But those moments do not tell the whole story. The choice to stay, invest, and build something intimate, lasting, and deep often comes down to qualities many younger women can't bring to the table. And there's science behind why this happens, why in the moments that actually matter, a man might silently shift his attention from younger women and towards someone like you. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the hidden disadvantages younger women face, the almost unfair advantages you already have but are not noticing, and the exact ways to meet men in contexts where those advantages actually matter most. So stay with me till the end, and I won't just show you why the right man might choose you, but how to put yourself in situations where that happens naturally and consistently. I'm gonna say something you'll be shocked by. Men notice younger women. But seriously, especially in those quick first impression moments or in spaces built for snap judgments, younger women can grab that spark and get the spotlight more easily. And that's not you being insecure, pessimistic, or making stuff up. Consider, for example, the ways apps are designed. In 2024, Forbes Health commissioned a nationally representative survey that found dating app users decide if they're interested in a partner while browsing in under 2 minutes, with many people deciding in less than 1 minute. That doesn't leave much room or nuance for the things that make you magnetic or unique. Your story, your radiance, your depth, or your confidence. And here's why that matters. A 2019 PNAS study found that online dating is now the most common way heterosexual couples meet, more than through friends, family, or chance. That means that more of your moments that matter are happening fast and often when youth is the simplest trigger to catch attention. And it's not just online. In short, low context encounters such as bars or networking events where you meet strangers in loud, crowded rooms, research shows that people tend to rate younger faces as more attractive in those first moments. So if you've ever felt like you can't outshine a 20-something-year-old in those spaces, it's because the setup there naturally works against you. But please listen carefully because this is the only reason I created this video. Those quick spark situations are not where most men decide to stay. It's similar to the difference between picking someone to dance with for one song and picking someone to travel with for 2 weeks. What catches your eye in a flash is not always what you want next to you for a 12-hour drive or for multiple trail hikes. When it comes to the part where a man decides to actually stick around, even if you don't always feel it, you are bringing things to the table that he can't get from someone younger. Now, the real question isn't whether younger women can catch a man's eye. I think we know the answer to that. Is what makes him walk away from that scene entirely and choose a woman who offers him something deeper. That's where things get interesting, and that's precisely where we're headed in this video next. So here is the thing. When a man is looking for a real partner, he's not just thinking about who caught his eye first. He's thinking about who fits into the life he actually wants to live. And this is where the picture starts shifting. Large international surveys show that as men get older, they say they prefer partners a few years younger. So by the age of 40, the ideal they describe is about 6 years younger. And by 60, it's around 10 years younger. But when you look at who they actually commit to, the gap is much smaller. Pew Research Center analysis of US couples shows that in real life, most heterosexual partners are only about 2 to 3 years apart in age, and over half are within 2 years of each other. Large age gaps of 10 years or more are much less common. And this isn't just an American pattern. Studies in countries from Australia to Finland to South Korea find the same thing. Even when people say they prefer a younger or older partner, the relationships they actually form tend to stay with someone within the narrow age range. So, what tips the scales from attraction to commitment? One of the biggest factors is emotional maturity. Long-term studies in developmental psychology show that the ability to regulate your reactions, keep perspective, and recover from conflict tends to dramatically improve with age. To be clear, I'm not saying that younger women can't have it or that every older woman automatically does. But if you've done your inner work, many men will notice a difference. Not only how you handle tense moments compared to what they've experienced before or from younger women, but also how tuned in you are to them. Attunement isn't just noticing a partner's mood, it's speaking up on the small shifts in their tone, body language, and energy, and letting that guide how you respond. It's hearing what's said and what's left unsaid and responding in a way that makes the other person feel deeply seen and understood. And here's a newsflash: this tends to dramatically deepen over time when life experience is paired with self awareness. And here's where the research backs you up. In the 2021 Match Singles in America study, led by biological anthropologist Dr. Helen Fisher, and based on a nationally representative sample of over 5,000 singles, people over 40 ranked emotional maturity, stability, and kindness above physical attraction when choosing a partner. And similar studies in Europe and Asia show the exact same shift. Once people reach midlife, long-term compatibility traits consistently outrank appearance. Then there's the kind of intimacy that's harder to measure but impossible to fake. Research in the Journal of Sex Research shows that sexual satisfaction is strongly linked to partner communication and experience, both of which tend to improve with age. A woman who knows her body, understands what she enjoys, and can guide her partner sensually without awkwardness or shame creates a level of ease, depth, and connection that's rare without years of lived experience. And beyond the physical, there's a closeness that comes from having faced your own share of challenges. When a man senses you can relate to pain, loss, or disappointment, not as a concept or because you heard it in the latest TikTok video, but because you've lived it, he feels safer sharing his own. That mix of sexual confidence, emotional stability, and the ability to connect over real life struggles isn't something he can easily find in someone younger. And for many men, that's exactly what turns this initial attraction into the choice to stay and commit. Now, if you're a single woman watching this, I'd be willing to bet you are not aware of the root cause why you're still single. What I've done is I've taken 14 years of guiding women in every walk of life, with every kind of life challenge you can think of, to find their ideal life partners in a fraction of the time. And I put together a quiz you can take in about 60 seconds that will reveal to you your number one attraction blind spot or the answer to the question why you're still single. If you want to participate, all you have to do is go to the first link in the description. You'll see a page that looks like this. Answer a few simple questions within 60 seconds. You'll get to thanks. You get the answer to the question why you're still single and a custom report based on your specific blind spot that will share with you what's the number one thing you can do starting today to attract the relationship you want in a fraction of the time. Now, we've spent the first half of this video breaking down why quick spark environments, dating apps, noisy bars, discos, and some one-off events tend to favor younger women and why that's not the arena where most men decide to commit anyways. So now let's flip it. If you know your strengths are depth, attunement, and presence, the smartest move you can make today is to put yourself in environments that naturally showcase those strengths and give men the time and context to savor and notice. When I work with a private client, I personally curate a list of 30 to 50 high yield spaces in her city tailored to her values, preferences, and personality. So she's never guessing where the best opportunities are. But for now, I'm going to give you 3 of the highest leverage moves you can make anywhere if you want to shift this from being single to connecting to the right guy today. Number 1 is the familiar face advantage in the right kind of room. So where and how you show up matters. There's a giant difference between being a regular at a random bar and being a familiar face in a space where the filter is already doing half the work for you. So, for example, if you drop into a neighborhood bar once a week, you might see the same people occasionally, but the filter is super weak. You're relying on chance and surface level attraction. Compare that to consistently showing up at a weekly personal development meetup, at a business event, a wine appreciation club, or a recurring hiking group. In those spaces, everyone's already opted in because they value something beyond a quick drink. That shared interest instantly lowers approach anxiety. So you're not a stranger to cold approach, you're actually part of the environment. Psychologists call this the mere exposure effect. People feel more positively towards someone the more they see them in a low pressure, no threatening context. So if you're not looking for a player, this actually matters. In value filtered spaces, that effect compounds because you're not just seen more often, you're seen in a context that signals shared mindset or interest. That's when conversations start in a relaxed, organic way without the frantic, if I don't approach her right now, I'm never going to see her again, hit or miss horrible energy of nightlife. Number two thing you can do is what I call the attuned question upgrade. First conversations usually die because they follow the same flat script. What's your name? What do you do? How are you doing? These aren't bad questions. They're just predictable, boring, and forgettable. And you're none of those things. Asking better questions shows that you're tuned into the moment. They invite someone to share something they care and feel excited about and give them a chance to see you are genuinely interesting. So a few easy ones you can use even with a stranger are, what's something you're excited about in your life right now? What's something you think is underrated at this meeting? What's been the highlight of your week so far? Or maybe, hey, help me settle this one. Should I go for X or Y? And then follow up with, tell me why that one. Each of these opens the door to stories instead of dead end facts. And as a mature woman, your advantage isn't just in asking the better question, it's in listening closely enough that your next question feels like a natural extension of what they just shared. That's what turns a quick chat into a conversation they feel and remember. And the third and last strategy is curate your own salon. And here's what I mean by that. In the 17th and 18th century France, women known as salonières hosted gatherings that shaped politics, art, and culture. They decided who was in the room, they set the tone, they were the center of gravity. Now, your version doesn't have to be grand or old world. It might be a monthly dinner where each guest brings someone new, a private table at a wine bar with a mix of circles, or a rotating night in different homes. As long as it's recurring and curated, one of the simplest ways to keep the energy fresh is to tell each guest to bring someone none of the other guests know. It guarantees new connections every single time and makes you the common link between everyone in the room. And the real magic is the way you connect people in that room. James, meet Claudia. She just got back from cycling in Italy, and I know you're into long distance rides. So you're not just hosting, you're engineering moments for people. You stop being one more person hoping to be noticed and become the person everyone's already glad they met. That kind of introduction bypasses the small talk and gives both people an easy entry point. When you create a container like this, you stop being one more face in the crowd hoping to be noticed or for the right conversation to find you. You become the reason people are there and the person they'll remember after they leave. So here's the thing. If you've been walking into rooms or swiping on apps feeling like the odds aren't in your favor, stop buying into that story for one more second. The odds are not fixed. They shift the moment you start choosing where you show up, how you show up, and who you give your energy to. And if you want my eyes on your life, your city, your patterns, I'll personally help you build your own map. The spaces, the strategies, and the exact approach that puts you in front of the kind of men who actually are looking for you. You can click on the second link in the description if you're interested in that. But even if we never work together, I want you to hear this. You don't have to wait for permission, for luck, or for the right time. Start curating your own life right now the way you curate that guest list. Choose the places, the people, and the energy that bring out the best in you. The moment you stop showing up everywhere and start showing up where it actually counts, you stop living your love life to chance and you start shaping your own odds. And I hope I've inspired you to start that right now. Not when you feel ready, not when life calms down, but today. And if you find this is helpful and useful, it means the world to me and to my channel, because this is how I can grow and reach more women. If you click like and subscribe and share this with someone you love. And if you want to continue learning how you can attract the relationship you want without the need for gimmicks, manipulation, games, or stupid techniques, make sure to watch the next video right here.